What's up YouTube, Dale here from Zephyr Wargames, and it is finally dropped. We thought it was going to be a little bit more delayed than this, but the ban list has finally dropped, and let's just say the cards that got banned, very few surprises among them. The cards that then got semi, limited and unlimited, a little bit more surprising in those. So I'm going to go through these, I'll tell you my thoughts on each one of them. There are some cards that I don't have, so I'll be reading them off. But we're going to start as we always do, and we'll go backwards. We're going to go with what is now at free, so what you can play at free. So at the top of the list, what you can now play at free is Grand Mole. Neospatian Grand Mole you can now play at free, so you can now have 3 of this guy in your deck. You can also now have 3 Mathematicians in your deck. Which actually combos off quite nicely with another one that they've brought back at free, and that is Grand Soil, the Elemental Lord. Now, I believe when the ban list goes in effect, which is Monday the 21st, I believe we're playing by his new errata. I could be wrong, because we don't officially have a copy of the new errata. We get the new errata in the special editions of Extremes Forces, so I'll be assuming the reason it's come back to free is we will be playing by its new errata, which basically means it's a hard once per turn, so you can't loop your opponent. The other cards to come back at free are Ignis Heat, the True Draco Slaying Warrior. Now, this makes more sense as we go along the list, and it's exactly what I said. So, if you do want to see what my prediction was exactly what happened in the ban list, and I said that in my ban list prediction video prior, and when we get to it, I'll explain why. You can now play free Compulsory Evacuation Device, and probably the most important card to come back at free, and that is Atlantean Dragoons. So, Michael, big shout out there to that guy who plays those Atlantean Mermaids. They now have triple Dragoons. Next up, we've got the Semi-Limited. Now, the Semi-Limited, again, is only 2 cards, but there's no surprise on that one there. We've got Ring of Destruction, which is really nice to come back because it means it adds more fuel to the Destruction Dragon, the Blue Eyes Destruction Dragon, or the Fang Critics Destruction Dragon we got. It's not really doing a huge amount in the game, so there's no reason it can't come back to 2. And Aquiflort Tower coming back at 2. It came back at 1, they tested the water with it. Cleese haven't done anything. They're bringing this back at 2. You know, Kaijus are still a thing. It's not as bad as Masterpiece, so it's no surprise this comes back at 2. Now, the limited, what you can now only play at 1, and that is Gem Knight Master Diamond. Now, this is interesting in the sense that, yes, I know why they've done it because of the Gem Knight, like FTK and stuff, but I don't think they were like hugely dominating or doing like, they were doing well. They weren't topping metas. Like, I went to a regional this weekend, there was no Gem Knights there. Oh no, I take that back, there was 1 Gem Knight, but it was a 60 card more focused on Block Dragon. Regardless, this is now at 1. It's an extra deck monster, so it shouldn't hurt too much, but because it was an integral part of the FTK combo, it's really slowed them down. Another one was Chain Strike. I don't own a copy of that. That's come back to being allowed to be played at 1. And then we've got Dynamite Knight, the True Draco Slayer. Again, no surprise, or Draco Fighter, sorry. No surprise on this one. I did say, we're going to show it now anyway, because we ran onto the ban list. Of course, no surprise here. Masterpiece has been banned. You can now no longer play this guy. I did say in my prediction list that if they ban Masterpiece, they should be bringing back Knight at least to 1 for a little bit of fun. So now Dracos are either going to turn it into a tribute kind of turbo deck, because they got Knight. Knight can get you a trap. You got Majesty. Magic can get you a monster, and then you can flood the board with all 3 of these little buggers. You could also have the Mechatron as well. It's not going to be as busted as Masterpiece is, of course, but that's kind of why Knight is back to 1. The other thing that's been banned is the Supreme King Starve and Venom for the Pendulum FTKs. Along with Pendulums, we've lost Astrograph Sorcerer. You can now no longer play this. Now, I'm not surprised by any card in this list so far, or especially the ban list, the actual ban cards. It's a shame with Astrograph because I liked playing it in my Dark Magicians, and Red Eyes as a nice little help to speed out the boards, but I'm not surprised by it whatsoever. The other one we've lost as well is Rank Up Magic Chaos Force, which is the one that when you ranked up, you could bring it back to hand, and then you would go into Utopia Zexal. I understand it because of the Zexal plays, and it kind of stops the Magicians focusing mainly on Zexal now on that one. We also lost, don't know the exact, it's the Plant Protocol, not Protocol, sorry, that's, oh guys, we haven't lost Protocol, don't worry guys. So I'm doing this off of a photo, and of course the actual list to save me going through that. I'll get to that one in a minute, but we've also lost that grass looks greener, so there probably no more 60 card decks. There's very few reasons to play 60 card decks. So the other one we lost was Phoenexian Cluster Amorphilis. That's obviously part of the plant FTK as well. So they do look like they're trying to stomp out the FTKs. And finally on the ban list we lost Ancient Fairy Dragon. And this is the only one that I'm a little bit upset about, only because I played it in Element Sabers. But again, it's completely understandable. There's nothing that has been banned that I'm like, oh my god, why have they banned that? Or how have they banned that? These are all things that 90% of people out there could have predicted being banned. Probably grass at the lower of the levels, because it wasn't that much of an issue at 1, but it being banned, there's no argument to it, there's sense to that. Dynamite Knight coming back to 1 makes a lot of sense. Gem Knight Master Diamond, again, I can understand why they've done it. Maybe it's a bit premature to do it, but again, it makes sense. Ring of Destruction and Towers, again, makes sense. I'm not saying that these were the best choices. You could have brought back other cards as well, back to 2 or even just to 1. I still want Construct, still want Stratos. But Stratos still has, obviously, the like an OTK play with him. But Construct coming back would have made a bit of sense and would have been fun. But you just never know. And then the Unlimits, there's no surprise on this one. We got Bottomless Trap Hole back, we got Trench back, so Compulse coming back to 3 is no surprise there. Ignis Heat, the spells aren't as powerful as the traps in that sense of setting it to the board or anything like that. So Ignis actually makes sense coming back to 3 to kind of give Dracos a slight representative chance. Grand Sword, we knew this was coming back at 3. As soon as the errata was announced, and then as soon as we knew we were getting it back in the special editions with its errata, there's no surprise that this was coming back. And with Elemental Lords, there's very few reasons to have them at any less than 1, any less than 3, because you're only ever really going to play them at 1. The only good thing about this is this can now go into the Element Sabers and to kind of take the place. It's still a very, very powerful card, and it's still very, very good. So it'll be nice to see how this does. And then, of course, the only ones I'm surprised by that I didn't really see coming is Grand Mole, but it hasn't done a huge amount, so I'm not, like, shocked. I was just like, yeah, okay, cool, makes sense. A Mathematician, again, is another interesting one to come off the list. You know, it'll be interesting to see how many decks can use and abuse Mathematician nowadays. It was a little bit more of an issue back in BA days, but now not so much of an issue. Regardless, that is the ban list. This goes in effect again May 21st, so that is this Monday, coming a week today. And to be totally honest, I don't expect one, unless an emergency ban list is going to be put into place. I really don't expect one for another while. So Konami has said the next update after this will be no sooner than August 2018, so no sooner than the start of the new regional season, and that is probably to see how Brandish do, and if Brandish absolutely dominate, then of course they're going to get swiped down. Other than that, it's a very, very interesting list, nothing too shocking, nothing too surprising, but, you know, it did everything people have asked it for. They've kind of slowed Dracos down, maybe not killed him because they brought back Knight and let Ignis come back to 3, but they're not going to be the force they were reckoned with, and Masterpiece is a pain in the ass to deal with. Astrograph was also slightly busted. The fact you could search it and summon it off of the same thing of Wavering Eyes, that's no surprise there either. Ancient Fairy Dragon, again, no surprise there either. So like I said, it's a very, very balanced list. It's what I expected. There's a couple of cards in here you could argue that were a bit premature, more like the Master Diamond than anything, but again, you can understand why. There's nothing in here you scratch your head and go, I have no idea why they've done that. Anyway, thanks for watching. Let us know what you think of the ban list. Let us know, again, we always like your predictions as well. Let us know what you think will be the new meta now this ban list is hit, or what decks will be competing with the ban list here, especially with UK Nationals coming up very, very soon, and Euros coming up just after that. But for now, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, and until next time, guys, as always, happy dueling. Also YouTube, thanks for watching that video. I hope you liked it. If you did, hit that like button, and of course don't forget to hit that big red subscribe button in the bottom left hand corner and the notification bell so you don't miss out on anything. We've got more deck profiles, duels, pack openings, and many more Yu-Gi-Oh videos coming up for you all year round, so don't forget to stay tuned for all of that. Thanks, and as always guys, happy dueling.